don't pray for God to bring you specific types of people. Pray that God would make you like the person you want to attract. All right, y'all. So I think we're good to go. All right. So welcome. If you're new to my channel, what's up? It's nice to meet you. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, hey guys. Okay, so the last time we spoke, the last time you guys have seen me in this chair, I said I had all these things ready for you guys and all this content. I still do. Before I upload this video, I will upload a previous video that is currently being edited. But today, let me just start by saying that what I'm going to talk about was previously recorded and the recording didn't record. So I didn't realize that I was running low on storage space and I was rambling at the mouth. So I have to, and it's been weighing on my heart. It's something that I need to address, and I feel like I can't just let it fall by the wayside. Okay, so let's get right into it because it's late. It's currently like 10:30 and I'm ready to go to my bed. Although this is Labor Day weekend and I don't have class tomorrow, I still want to keep my routine, waking up like 5 a.m. in the morning for workouts at 5:30, and just keeping the momentum and the things that I've been doing. That's been keeping me sound so far. So let me tell you what today's topic is about. Today's topic is about grief. So 2021 has been a grieving year. I've grieved family, I've grieved friends, I've grieved relationships, I've grieved friendships, I've grieved business ideas, I've grieved old habits, old patterns, and it's been difficult. It's been difficult because I feel like when you kind of have a certain way of doing things, when you decide that, you know, you want to evolve and grow, which really should be an everyday thing, you should always wake up better than the person you went to sleep as, if that makes sense. My parents always used to teach me that, like, grow. The only thing constant in life is change, and if you don't change, if you don't grow, and I'm talking about in a positive way, you need to reevaluate a lot of things. With that being said, that previous video that didn't record was so good because it was my real and raw emotions in the middle of it. Now that I've had time to process, I've had time to come to terms with some things, I'm just hoping that I can be as transparent and as raw with my feelings, and I don't suppress it, or I'm not as vulnerable as I would have been if I was in the present moment. So in short, I'm going to sum up some of the categories. So I've had to grieve some family. I lost some family members along the course of this year. And it's been hard, especially because as a full-time student living in another state away from family, you kind of have to grieve by yourself. I had to grieve for somebody that I'm really close to lost someone that he was really close to, and it felt like I lost that person too, and that was hard because I was going through it by myself. I will say that going through that situation particularly kind of like tore the Band-Aid open for a lot of wounds that I never really took time to heal. I would, and this is from other people, so I would let people do things or treat me in a specific way that in my natural nature I would never stand for. But from one reason or the other, probably due to the history I have with that person, I took it. And I think that going through the season of grief, especially so early in the year, made me realize that one, life is short, and two, I'm not taking crap from nobody. I realized that to call me, let me take that back. I realized that to have me in your life is an asset. And every day you must actively decide to pour into this asset, as I will do for you as well. We're not perfect. I'm not expecting people in my life to be perfect, but I'm expecting the people in my life to put in some work. And I think that I've let a lot of people reevaluate my value, which I would have never done in another life. So that situation then caused me to grieve a friendship. I kind of had to part ways with a few people, and I parted ways with them before they knew that we parted ways. And I think that was kind of dangerous because my natural nature, when people hurt me or step out of line with me, is to cut you off. But the beauty of me cutting you off is you will never know that you've been cut off. Does that make sense? Like, I cut off people so abruptly that you don't see it coming. There's kind of no like dwindling. There's no. It's kind of like I done pulled the band-aid off the scab. Ouch. And that's kind of what happened. I think that I got to a place in my life where I realized that if you have the ability to call me a friend, you have deserved that title. And you have deserved that right. And a lot of people in my life have not deserved that. And a lot of people that are watching this that probably think, if you're questioning, and I don't mean to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways. If you're questioning if we're friends, we're probably not friends. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. I've had to revamp my definition of a friend because I felt like I was getting to a place where my definition of a friend was not other people's definition. Thus, I couldn't hold you to the expectation and the standard that I needed to hold you to. So with that being said, give me 1 second. I just need to make sure it's still recording. So with that being said, I had to grieve a lot of friendships. I'm still in the grieving process, and I haven't gotten to a place where I've come to peace with it, because I would be lying and deceiving myself if I said, oh, I don't care. Like, I care, but I don't care. And maybe this is just the Yoruba village girl in me. I've been taught grief in every shape and fashion someone can imagine from a really young age. Thus, people can come and go as they please, and I will never beg a soul to stay. Like, okay. That's kind of how I feel. But it's never like, oh, I don't care about you. It's more so, if that's what the Lord's will is, who am I to stand in the way of it? That grief, the first grief of the year, also brought out grieving of a relationship. I had to officially end something that I've been dealing with. For over the course of 3 years. It was off and on. But I realized that was draining for me. That was toxic for me. That's not what I wanted, and that's not my value. And truth be told, I'm good. Like, I'm good by myself. I'm good by my dolly. I'm good just being the woman I am. I don't need that anymore. So I had to grieve that earlier this year. And then I had to grieve a business idea. I had to grieve some things that I thought made me who I was. So just to give a little bit of context, sometimes my personality affords me to throw in the towel rather than putting in the work. I kind of have a no bib, no stress mentality, but that's not always healthy. And I'm woman enough and mature enough to own up to that. With that being said, I felt like I was quick to throw in the towel for things that took too much of me. Whether that was working out, whether that was eating right, whether that was just showing up for YouTube. Like, if it became too much, I don't have the energy. And I feel like the reason why I never really progressed at the nature in which I wanted to was because I never pushed past it. I never fought the resistance. I never broke the resistance. I just kind of gave up. And I wanted to grieve that. I wanted to be done with that. I wanted to unleash a level of potential I knew and others around me who had the vision and wisdom of God saw in myself. And it required me to put in the work. It was hard. It was difficult. Many nights where I just was like, I don't care about this. I'm done with this. But I would ask God to just give me the grace and give me the ability to push forward and to fight. And I'm happy to say that I did, and I came out so victorious. It kind of gives me like jitters. I was praying and praying and praying for just some solid people in my life, and I remember tuning into one of my workout gurus that I follow. She's a believer as well. And she said, I had tuned into her live, and she said, oh, ladies, like, what do you guys, it's time for prayer. What do you guys want to pray about? And I put that in the chat. And she said, she literally responded to me, and she said, don't pray for God to bring you specific types of people. Pray that God would make you like the person you want to attract. And that dawned, I think that is what shifted my perspective, shifted my focus, and broke the barriers. Because every day that I was faced with a new challenge of either being spiteful or being petty or not drawing a line in the sand where this is where my boundary is, I realized that I was setting myself up for failure, and I realized that I wasn't living up to the potential in which I knew I could live up to. But when I started to pray those kind of prayers, every opportunity I got to show who I was, and that got to dictate how I showed up in the world in that very moment, it just changed everything. It changed everything for me. I no longer see myself as someone who is not deserving of certain things, or see myself as someone that deserves certain things. No, I'm just not putting up with it, like, 'cause I don't have to. I'm a king's daughter, like, I don't gotta put up with none of this. But more importantly, I'm a king's daughter, and God wants me to take care of my spirit, my body, my mind, and anything that comes against or stands contrary to what he has spoken over me, I gotta get rid of. So I began to clean house, and then more death struck, and I lost 2 more family members, and then I came back to God. But it was interesting because, hold on. 5 minutes, okay. It was interesting because I felt like I showed up in a different manner. I showed up to God with a different energy than I first did in the beginning. I wasn't shaming him or making him feel like he abandoned me, or just being so negative, but it was more so like, if you could find me worthy to give me the grace to get through this, if you could carry me through, if you can help me understand. And the days that I used to dread, I began to be grateful for it and approach it differently. And I got a renewed mind in everything, including YouTube. So I'm gonna do a part 2, but maybe I'll see, depending on like how I feel. But overall, I just want to say thank you. Like, thank you to everybody who's hurt me, thank you. Everybody who's helped me, thank you. Everybody who's prayed for me in your secret place, thank you, because I felt it. Everybody that prayed against me, thank you, because you gave me the grace to plug back into my source that I felt like I've been drawn so far from. And I've been able to overcome grief and overcome the things that I felt was bounding me, because I was able to step into my spirit man and step into my spirit being and to accept that the promises that God has spoken over me. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor, and I don't see life the same no more. Like, it's mind-boggling. But I gotta go, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope my video has blessed someone. I love you, I love you, I love you. Bye. Make sure you go like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more real and raw talks like this. I'm really, really feeling this. So, yeah. Bye.